this is round 2. You guys don't even know it. I tried to film this video already and it was a complete fail. This is a reminder, always stay true to yourself, always stay comfortable. Okay, because I was uncomfortable. I was trying to emulate a vibe that I do not have. What's up guys, my name is Tasha. I am a crochet, knit and craft enthusiast, and today we're going to be going through my 2024 spring/summer craft wish list. If you're new to this channel, get a cup of tea, get comfortable, hit the subscribe button, and let's go. If you're not new here, hey, hi friend, welcome back, good to see you. As we know, we are heading into spring and that is one of my favorite seasons of the year. It's just refreshing, it's brand new, baby animals are born, baby humans are born. It's just all round lovely. Now usually with this newfound energy that I have during spring, I feel so ready to get down to crafting business. I thought it would be good to make myself a little crafting mood board on Pinterest to figure out what I want to create. As I'm looking at the board, the general look of it is very bright, very exciting. Siri is trying to listen in on our conversation. Do you mind? We've got little pinks and oranges and red tones. We're gonna start choose my bread and butter, which is crochet. I started crocheting during the pandemic, as I think most people did, and it has just always been a love of mine from that moment. Let's start off with the tote bag. I've just never successfully been able to make one that looks good or has good structure to it, so they've never been practical. So I have this red one saved here. I am thinking again on theme with like the general look of the board, scrappy, multicolored. That is the hope and wish for what I create. I'd also like to experiment with making the bags that can actually fold in on themselves. I think those are really amazing, and the geniuses that come up with them, I cannot wrap my head around what they've done to create them, but I'm here for it. Next up we have boleros. Boleros kind of had their moment, I'd say about 2 years ago, and I don't feel like last year I saw a lot of people tap into that, but I don't think we should let them go. In spring, sort of spring summer 2021, I actually created a pattern for a flare sleeve shrug. It's probably the one pattern that I have conjured up in my mind that I feel the most proud of. So I've saved this shrug here because not only do I want to create more shrugs that I can wear more often, I also want to create one that's got a tie up front. I don't know how easy or difficult it would be, but again, I'm looking to challenge myself. Mesh is just something that I really associate with like spring and summer. You get the whole kind of easy breezy airy look, or if it's just sort of practical to crochet, I haven't figured it out. Last but not least, in the realm of crochet, we also have these maxi skirts. I have been dreaming of making a crocheted maxi skirt. I did create a crocheted mini skirt and I had 2 commissions for them, and they were really time consuming. I think just experiencing trying to make those 2 skirts kind of put me off the idea of crocheting a maxi skirt, but that was 2 years ago. We're a little bit more rested from that now, so I would like to tap into making a nice little scrappy maxi skirt, potentially looking at adding in different types of yarn, as in like mohair and eyelash yarn or sparkly yarn or something like that, just to give it a little bit more flair and pizzazz. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to knitting. Some of you may know I actually knit on my Sentro machine. However, I have never actually knitted on needles. I say never. I've never knitted on needles as an adult. Before I step into the hand knitting, I have saved this button-up tube top here on Pinterest that I hope to make on my Sentro machine. The reason I prefer to make this on my Sentro machine rather than hand knit it is because it works up so quickly, and with this being a scrap project, I don't want to overwhelm myself trying to learn how to change colors hand knitting as a beginner. Do you know what I mean? I feel like that could be a little bit much. This kind of style of top is just gorgeous. I love a good tube top, and being able to customize it to my own measurements, I think would help it fit a lot better. When I purchase tube tops, they don't always fit very well. So I'm hoping that if I can knit one myself, it would have a better fit to it, possibly add some decreases in certain points so it has a little bit more shape or hold around the bust area, and just play around with it. Then also another Sentro project I have saved here, this sort of like halter neck knit top. I feel like this is made, yep, this is by Lipple. Her color work is just exceptional and always really a point of inspiration for me when I look for like colorful things to create. I have a lot of her things saved just off of the color inspiration alone. In my last video, I actually learned how to decrease when I was making the bows for my tank top, and that inspired me to look for more halter neck style tops that I can make potentially on my Sentro machine. So I think this would be a fun little project, again a scrap yarn project, or I can make it out of a solid color. Now moving on to hand knits, I only have one item for this, and that is a cardigan. I really want to knit a cardigan, potentially in mohair or one of the fuzzier textured yarns, maybe even brushing out some yarn to see how that goes. I don't know, I'm just spitballing here, but I may be wrong. I've also saved some of these jumpers on my board to just kind of like pull, again, color inspiration. A lot of the work that I enjoy looking at or that I enjoy making is very like colorful, loud colors, bright colors. The only thing is that I'm not yet very good at pairing them together, which this year I'm hoping to get better at. But these are the kind of colors that I hope to use for my cardigan and the sort of like knit style that I like. Now we're going to move into sewing. I was kindly gifted again by my boyfriend a sewing machine for Christmas, and I've only used it a handful of times, but this year it's going to be used. I want to sew patchwork. Patchwork dresses and patchwork vest tops are something that have been catching my eye quite a lot. Very into like the sort of like 2000s vest top look, and I love the idea of just having it made from like different fabrics, potentially thrifting or getting some old clothes from charity shops that have good texture to them, interesting patterns that can be blended together to make one piece. I also like the idea of like a patchwork dress, just something that's really interesting to the eye. Within the realm of patchwork and sewing, I have these patchwork denim pieces. Did sort of play around with denim last year, making some crochet hemmed items, but patchwork is something that I haven't done. I think it can be a really fun way to just jazz up some old denim that you might have lying around, or to change up some shorts that you maybe don't pull so often because they are sort of just boring and just kind of sit there. Get some patchwork on it, create a very one-of-one piece that only you will own, and hopefully be something that you do pull for during the summertime again and again and again. The last two categories I'm going to put into one because we don't have a lot to talk about, and that is painting, dyeing / pottery. I've saved these sort of like, I want to say that they are maybe ink dyed tops. I could be totally wrong. These tops really caught my eye. I like the idea of just bold colors, very interesting graphics to look at. Again, that one-of-one outfit style, very up my street. And then we have ceramics. Call it a threat because I haven't done it, right? I've been threatening to make a bowl for our keys in our flat, and I just haven't, like, nothing has happened. I had the idea of creating these very like handmade bowls, nothing too special, just some air dry clay and some Mod Podge and a good opaque paint. Just love the look of the imperfection of handmade items, so I would love to be able to make an air dry clay bowl, experiment with different shapes, different ways of molding pieces together to make one whole piece. I think that is it. I hope this makes sense, and I hope that I didn't rush through this too much. Honestly, the board isn't very full. There we have the board. You guys can also check my Pinterest out, it's in the description box. I'm really trying to keep my crafting down to a reasonable amount, trying to keep it within a sensible space of having time to create projects for myself while working on the things that I actually sell on my Depop. This has been so fun to film. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I hope it was inspiring. If you've come across anything that you like on here, please do make it. I hope that the outcome is amazing for you. I will be documenting as much of these mates on my board as I possibly can here on YouTube, so if you want to subscribe to see how all that goes, please hit the subscribe button. It will be good to have you here. Thank you again for stopping by and spending a little bit of your day with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.